Hi, my name's Phil and I'm Head of Experience at Netcel, and I'm here to talk to you today about the measurable advantages of DesignOps. So you're probably involved in some kind of product, and for the purposes of today we're going to be talking about digital product. And that product might have multiple target audience groups, different people wanting different things and you wanting to address those people in different ways. On the other side of things, that product, that website, that app, or whatever it might be, might belong or be beholden to a particular brand, or in some other cases, multiple brands. Maybe you've got multiple brands using the same infrastructure, the same software to target those audience groups. And then behind that are the people who are asking for work, for asking for content, for asking for functionality, for tools, for user experience changes, and so on. And so this can get quite complicated, especially if you've got multiple products with lots of brands and lots of people commissioning work, and you're talking to lots of audiences. This can, as this looks, can be pretty complicated and daunting. Even more so when you consider that between that point where you're considering the brand and when your product goes live, that can be quite a long time, and it can seem even longer, especially if what comes out at the other end perhaps doesn't meet your expectations, isn't on brand, perhaps there's a lack of consistency, perhaps the user experience isn't what you hoped it would be, and so on. So I'm here to talk to you today about people and processes and platforms that sit between that brand exercise and the product being implemented and launched, that can help you keep control and make sure that things are turning out the way you want them to, not just in the first instance, but also over time as you're making changes to all these brands and all these products. And that people, process and platform that I'm talking about is DesignOps. So you may or may not have heard of DesignOps, but broadly it allows you to control and to govern your design process. And it allows lots of things that are here that you might look at and go, yeah, those are things we need. However, I'm just going to concentrate on a few things that you can measure, so that from the beginning that you can benchmark, and then once you've tried DesignOps, you should be able to see an improvement. So first of all is reusability of design assets. So key to DesignOps is having a design system that is easy to access and easy to make reuse of. It's modular. You can change things, yes, but then hopefully you will find that over time the amount of brand new design assets that you create gets less and less. What this means is that the cycle time for your design tasks can end up being massively reduced, because you're moving towards tweaking things rather than starting things from scratch each time. DesignOps fosters cross-functional collaboration, so talking to your business analysts and your developers is part and parcel of this, by making sure that there's all the necessary checkpoints there for making sure that everybody's aligned and that the design that you're doing is in line with sort of technical capabilities, scope, and all that sort of thing. And this then decreases the design to development handoff time, because everybody's aligned, everybody knows what they're doing. There should be less to and fro between design and implementation, especially if you've got a good baseline design system that you're only tweaking, rather than starting with a metaphorical clean sheet of paper. And because of this, because of all of these things, again, over time, adoption will increase, because it's a set of processes, it's a set of tools, it is a set of design assets that everybody will end up using, and so adoption over time should increase, and therefore the consistency of use and the consistency of the output will also improve, which means that everybody will get more satisfaction of it. There's less repetitive work. You can see how things are getting better. You get to learn your tools better. You get to tweak and refine the process over time, which makes everybody involved in it happier. Not least, of course, stakeholders, because you'll be able to create better things more quickly, provide greater value earlier and more often, which means that your clients or your stakeholders should over time get more and more happy as you define and refine your DesignOps process. So those are just a few things, but as a recap, DesignOps is the practice of optimizing design workflows, tools, and collaboration to enable design teams to work more efficiently, consistently, and at scale. There will be lots of qualitative things that you find that you get, not least that kind of team satisfaction, but also things that you can measure: time to deliver things, the value that you deliver, and also customer satisfaction, which is ultimately what we're going for here. That's it for this video. My next one will be going into DesignOps in more detail, but if you've got any other questions or anything like that, then please do let me know.